Welcome to this video lecture on Hazop study. What is Hazop study? Hazop study is used to identify hazard scenarios that impact receptors such as people, the environment, and property, as well as operability scenarios, where the concern is with the capacity of the process to function properly. It, it is evolved from work study and critical examination. The main focus of Hazop study is on investigating deviations from design intent. So, what are deviations? By definition, deviations are potential problems. For example, lack of flow in a transfer line or overpressuring a storage tank. Now, how the deviations are generated? Deviations are generated by applying guide words to process parameters at different locations called as nodes throughout the process. For example, for an inlet line to a vessel, no plus flow is equal to no flow, or for a vessel, high plus pressure is equal to high pressure. The process parameters represent aspects of the design intent for the node. The goal in a Hazop study is to identify all aspects of the design intent for which deviations may result in scenarios within the scope and objectives of the study. The important or the standard list of 7 guide words are no, more, less, as well as part of, reverse, other than. What does each guide word mean? No, not, none, meaning the complete negation of the intention. More, higher, or greater, it is a quantitative increase. Applies to quantities such as flow rate and temperature and to activities such as heating and reaction. Less, lower, meaning is quantitative decrease. How can we describe this? Applies to quantities such as flow rate and temperature and to activities such as heating and reaction, as well as meaning qualitative increase. Description is all the design and operating intentions are achieved along with some additional activity such as contamination of process streams. Part of qualitative decrease. Description, only some of the design intentions are achieved, some are not. Reverse guide word, the meaning, the logical opposite of. How do we describe or what are the comments? Most applicable to activities such as flow or chemical reaction. Also applicable to substances, for example, poison instead of antidote. The guide word other than, meaning complete substitution. For comments, no part of the original intention is achieved. The original intention is replaced by something else. The later guide words, sooner than, later than, wherever, where else, are the variants of other than. You can go through in this slide. So the Hazop team, how does they go ahead? The Hazop study team chooses appropriate parameters for each node. For example, flow, pressure, temperature, composition, level, addition, cooling, etc. The use of the guide words with parameters provides the opportunity, at least in principle, to explore deviations from design intent in every conceivable way, thus helping to ensure completeness of the scenario identification. The Hazop team later brainstorms the causes of each deviation within each node and identifies the sequence of events that results for each cause, including safeguards that may fail and the consequences. This sequence of events represents a scenario. A qualitative estimate is made of the severity and likelihood of the scenario consequence, so that a risk estimate may be produced to help determine the need for risk reduction. In general, if you see, the Hazop process is looks like this. It has an input, it has a Hazop process, and then output. In the input, you require design data. There will be team leader, the team members, and the guidelines. The Hazop process establish the Hazop plan, select the team, define system elements, select guide words, perform analysis, document the process. What are outputs? We are able to identify the hazards, risk, and corrective action. So these are the different terms and definitions of them: study notes, intention, deviations, causes, consequences, hazards. So these are the list of the process variables, or we can say parameters. It not only includes flow, pressure, temperature, but also many other things which we come across in a manufacturing facility. It includes even shutdown, startup, maintain, purge, erode, absorb, mix, composition, density, shock, vibration, software data flow, instruments, viscosity, inspection, vent, isolate, corrode, reduce, reaction. You can go through the extensive list of the parameters. So, as a table of guide word is no, parameter is flow. If you combine both, it gives us the deviation, no flow. More and pressure, high pressure or more pressure, as well as or one phase. That means if I say as well as, actually parameter is one phase, but there is a two phase. That means along with one phase, another phase is also coming into picture, which we doesn't want. So in general, deviation means guide word plus parameter will give us the deviation. So this is the process or steps to conduct the hazard. So this is a flow diagram you can actually, which gives a clear picture of how the Hazop is taken up. Hazop study report, we have to generate the Hazop study report once it is done. Each action and the person responsible for completing the action is recorded on sheet. Report should include introduction, brief process description, keyword combinations, results and analysis of the findings, conclusions and recommendations. Let's see this. So this is a worksheet of the recommended hazard analysis. So this is hazard form wherein you can see project name, process, section, date, reference drawing, and then actual table is item, study node, process parameters, deviations, possible causes, possible consequence, action required, and the follow plan. Assigned to whom, reply date, whether action is taken or not, whether it is completed or not. Thank you very much. We'll again see with another video.